All right, good morning. Well, it's morning where I am at the moment, just barely. But we are going to do an impromptu, casual draft of Guilds of Ravnica. I'm also going to record this one to post later to not my Facebook page, my YouTube page, which is ExParrot 42. So, without further ado, let's sign in. So, right off the bat, got some good green cards here. I also have a Deadly Visit. Much as I hate to pass up Bounty of Might, I'm going to go ahead and take the Deadly Visit because it's such a good removal card. Looks like I'm going to get pushed a little bit towards Dimir colors. We got Connive Connacht, which I'm going to go ahead and take that. Wow. Okay, Capture Spear, Chemister's Insight, Dazzling Lights. Much as like Chemister's Insight. Oh, Pell Collector too. Okay, I should take Capture Spear, but I need a Pell Collector for standard. So, rare draft. Here we have Burglar Rat or a Whisper Agent. Pass Wall of Depth's pretty good too, but I'm going to take the Whisper Agent. I think this one's a pretty easy pick. I mean, Children of Night, Child of Night's good. Capture Spear's great. I'm not a huge fan. I know Counter Magic in a limited format is actually pretty good. It can surprise your opponent. But I really want the mana fixing. Let's go for a 3/1 flyer. Now we got some choices here. Let's do Maximize Altitude. Maximize Altitude. Excuse me. Pilfering Imp, which is better than you'd think. It's a real early flyer, and it can be used to strip a nice card out of my opponent's hand before he gets a chance to cast it. Dazzling Lights. Now we're looking at garbage here. Go ahead and take the Sure Strike. Wow, okay. Just pick whatever. Okay, so I would not call this a great hand or a great pack by any means. Veiled Shade's pretty good. Lava Coil's great, but I'm not really in red unless I want to go Grixis colors. I'll take the Lava Coil. Maybe I could splash red because it's easily splashed. Just like this here, the Hellkite Whelp. Great creature. Disinformation Campaign is a beating in draft. Absolutely. Hired Poisoner is great for slowing down a ground game. Undercity Necrolisk, pretty decent creature. I am going to take the Devious Cover Up this time. Notion Rain. Dazzling Lights. Anything Surveil to go with the Disinformation Campaign. Of the two, Veiled Shade is better in this. Dimir Locket. We'll take a Mephetic Vapors. Never know. Might come in handy. Gilgate it is. We'll do a Mood Mark Painter. Maximize Altitude's the better. Beam Flare Mage. Okay, so we got a few good choices here. Hired Poisoner's good. Dimir Informant. Whisper Agent. Even a Piston Fist Cyclops splashes into this deck pretty well. But I want to continue going with the Surveil, so Whisper Agent it is. Which House Guild Mage fits right into that. I know there's a dead weight there. Got a rare draft. Take the Mythic. And I need one more Runaway Steam Can. I can't believe this stuff's coming this late. I'll finish off my place it a runaway steam can, and it can be splashed, although I really don't have that many red cards, so I'm not sure that it's really worth it. Beam Splitter Mage works with this. Maximize Altitude seems good with it. Darkblade Agent. Another Whisper Agent. Creeping Chill just is not what I'm looking for. Let's go with Child of Night. Fine, we'll go with Invert Invent. I don't need it, but I'll just take it. I should have gone with the Izzet. Guildgate. I don't know what I was thinking. Could use that over the wall easily. Alright, so now we get to have the fun of trying to figure out how to make this mess work. First off, let's get rid of all the green. Get rid of this. Never been a huge fan of Sonic Assault, really. Tap a creature plus shock to my opponent is just not what I'm looking for. And I really don't want to try and build up a combo around the Beam Splitter Mage. I don't have enough red cards to make Runaway Steamkin workable. I'm going to put the Vapors in the sideboard because I've got enough 1 toughness creatures to make that a dangerous proposition for me. But in the sideboard it could come in handy. Get rid of those maximize altitudes. We'll see. It may come back to bite me in the butt to do that. My question is only 2 red cards. 2 mountains work, probably. I'm going to go ahead and drop to 16 lands like I usually do. The Mirror Locket is a good card draw. I think I'll go ahead and drop the Dazzling Lights for the moment. We'll see. Yeah, hell with it. I always play a very lax game of draft, and sometimes it works out for me, and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll take that 40, and we will go and see what happens. Pardon me while I drink some of my tasty coffee. So, I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand. It's not necessarily the greatest hand in the world. Oh, there's my mountain already. Can't argue with that. I'm going to go ahead and trade. Fresh-faced recruit has first strike as long as it's your turn. So I'm going to take some early pain from that. I am going to hold up to end of turn Whisper Agent. Go ahead and dump that. I've got creatures in my hand I can cast. Opponent's playing straight up Boros. Curious to see what he's got. Maybe a first strike spell. Sure strike, I think it's called. Yep, sure strike. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do. I know it's probably a waste of the card to hit it now, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And my guess paid off. He doesn't have the creatures. Yeah, I like both of those. Get this to tap. Cast the Veiled Shade, second main. Swing with just the Veiled Shade because I can pump it. In fact, I will go ahead and pump it once. And we can drop our second Undercity Necrolist, second main, have a large attacker and blocker, at least bigger than his. So whatever he does eventually drop, well, never mind. Let's say I have Capture Spear and Deadly Visit available. Take a taste of my tasty beverage here. So, remember with a casual draft, 6 wins is your break-even point. You can have up to 2 losses. The third loss knocks you out. So, I am guaranteed to own 100 gems and 1 pack, with a 22% chance of gaining an extra pack. Let's go on for game 2. Well, as long as I draw the third land, I'm alright. I've got a few turns to draw that third land. I am on the play. If I get that third land, it's not really a decently aggressive hand. But it's something I can play. I really don't want to use a Hunted Poison or a Hired Poison or a Hunted Witness, so I guess I'll take the 1. Damn fresh-faced recruits. Well, I got surprised for the Hunted Witness. I keep that land on top because that gives me land number 4. Does he have a Sure Strike? No, he doesn't. So, take 2 from the fresh-faced recruit. He can get his 1/1 soldier. And he got a second Hunted Witness. And a Goblin Locksmith. Well, I've got a Necrolisk. Call it a Hulk, if you will. Luminous Bonds on the Necrolisk. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that fresh-faced recruit to make blocking a little bit easier. I'll lose a 3-2, but I'm trying to take 4. It's not a huge deal. I could have dropped the Dimir Locket first. I think I was kind of hoping for a decently cheap creature out of the deal. I'll take 2. Unless he's got something more. Haunted Witness, really. You know, all I gotta do is start drawing creatures. And this becomes a bit easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice the Undercity Necrolisk. Make this a 4/4. Because it doesn't look like that creature does me any good anyway. And I'm not on the offense at the moment, so I don't need the Menace. And he's got another Luminous Bonds. You know, at some point I suspect I'm going to stabilize. A green card. So it's new Guildgate. And now my opponent, for the first time in a while, is not attacking. I think I'll crack that Dimir Locket at the end of turn. Well, that's not good. I need a hard removal spell. Capture Spear does me no good against the effects of the Trostani Discordant. Let's go ahead and crack the Locket. Draw 2, see if I can't find my Deadly Visit. And I did. It does not get any better than that, folks. Plus, I get a Surveil 2 afterward. I'm going to dump the land, keep the Whisper Agent. Because Whisper Agent equals some good. As good old Jamie Wakefield would say. I'm at 6, my opponent's at 23, and I cannot get on the offense here. Ooh, that's not going to help any. I fully expect an attack. I'll take 4 and block a lifelink token. Go to 2. Now, Devious Corrupt. You know, I just realized I was talking about putting the Mephitic Vapors in the sideboard as a sideboard card, and this is the best of 1 match. This is the kind of time when Mephitic Vapors would be really nice. So I may have to move 1 back into the main board after this. That's a problem. And that's interesting. I mean, he puts me at 1. I guess he's hoping that eventually he'll be able to force through the last point of damage no matter what. But I'll go ahead and top deck a Hellkite Whelp, which is the top deck of the day, well, other than the Deadly Visit. But at the very least, it keeps me in the game, so long as he doesn't find a way to take it out. More importantly, it puts me on the offense. I can start picking his creatures off the board. One by one. And he's flooding out, which is just fine with me. Looks like he's going to try and delay the inevitable, interestingly enough, by getting some life. I'm only going to attack with the 1. I know it's too slow. Eventually he's going to draw a threat I can't answer and I'm going to lose. But like the Sky Knight Legionnaire. That'll do it. Good game to my opponent, a Rose. I will go to 1 and 1. I'm going to look at my deck now. Mephitic Vapors would have been incredible in that game. I don't want to really drop the Pilfering Imp, though. Damn it. Drop the Devious Cover-Up from Mephitic Vapors. As a one-of. Yes, that's me. I'm not a great Magic player sometimes. Lumberzack. I like that name. I don't have any blue. Chances of me drawing a blue on the draw are pretty decent, and I've got my Lava Coil for dealing with an early threat. Oh, I'm on the play. Guess I should have paid attention to that. Like I say, Goblin Banneret seems like a pretty bad creature to leave lying around. So as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to Lava Coil it early because that Mentor ability is nuts. Plus the fact he can pump up. Goblin Electromancer, not a huge deal. There's my Mephitic Vapors. I'm going to save up the Whisper Agent until end of turn. And if he decides to attack, Whisper Agent comes down and takes out his Electromancer. He's got something in his hand. What has he got? Sonic Assault. Okay, he's going to say, no, you're not allowed to block my creature. God, Pilfering Imp is really tempting. Just take a look at my opponent's hand, but I want to land. And speak of the devil. There's my land. I'm going to go ahead and crack back. Probably silly, but why not? I can always represent a second Whisper Agent. And he doesn't care. Alright. Good to know. Of course, he does also have Sonic Assault as a surprise. I'm going to go on the offense this game. I know, he could Sonic Assault my Necrolisk. Hypothesisal. I think my opponent's going to dismantle me this game. This is a pretty good Izzet deck. What I haven't seen and would like to see is my Disinformation campaign. He's going to discard Devious Cover-Up and nail my Undercity Necrolisk. Okay. We Dragonauts will get Capture Speared. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Oh, excuse me while I cough. I tried to cover the microphone. Hopefully it worked. Interesting. Well, if all else fails, we'll just run him out of resources. It's a good trade as far as I'm concerned. Now, he could Sonic Assault, tap down the Bartizan Bats, and swing for 3. Fearless Halberdier. Actually, you could swing for 4 with Night Veil Sprite. But the problem is here, he's running out of resources slowly. So he's going to put me down to 6 and Surveil. He's got the Radical Idea in his graveyard. And I have a Darkblade Agent. Amphibic Vapors, unfortunately, is my only Surveil card at the moment. Discard an island. It's Radical Idea. 21 to 25 cards. Really, opponent's going on the major aggressive route. Surveilling. No combat tricks. Let's see if I have a creature in my graveyard worth bringing back. I'm going to say no, so I'm just going to steal his Night Veil Sprite. Now I'll Surveil every turn. Which, since I Surveilled, is going to allow me to draw an extra card with the Darkblade Agent. That may put this game away. Opponent's flooding out at the worst possible time. Take my opponent down to 1 life. In turn, let's see if he's got something. If he doesn't, it's game. His Izzet deck was doing so much until that Connive Canuck came in and took out the Night Veil Sprite. Alright, so 2 wins, 1 loss. Going to the next game. Poke the kitty in the nose. You always gotta boop the kitty on the nose. Well, I like this hand. I like it enough that I'm actually going to drop Premier Guildgate 2nd turn. So it's going to be Poisoner 1st turn, 2nd turn Guildgate, 3rd turn Disinformation Campaign, and see what happens from there. Connive Concoct is great. I can steal one of the early creatures, or in a pinch I can bring back one of mine. Although I don't really have any creatures that are just like so good that I need to worry about bringing them back. The draw of Hellkite Whelp was nice if I can get one of my mountains. Here we have Selesnya. We will go ahead and drop the Disinformation Campaign. Whisper Agent off the draw is fantastic. So let's see my opponent discards. 6 cards in hand. Jam 3000, thinking about it. Parhelion Patrol. If they're discarding that, I really gotta wonder how good their hand is. That's a shame. That's a really good creature to take with Connive. And so much for Disinformation Campaign. I'll go ahead and Whisper Agent into turn. Very timely Conclave Tribunal. Gotta give my opponent props. Do you still give props these days? I don't know what the kids are down with. I remember the old Magic articles from the day when it was traditional to give the props and the slops. Seems like a good trade to me. My turn, drop a creature his wall can block, but only once. Dalkin Mesmerist. I am not going to take... I'm going to jump into the graveyard because it gives me another creature in the graveyard. I am going to go ahead and drop the Moodmark Painter. Get my Whisper Agent Menace. +2/+0. So he can't even block it today and or this turn and take 5 damage as a result. I'm kind of hoping my opponent will drop something that can be sacrificed to deal with enchantments that I could steal. Healer Hawk seems good. At the very least, it's going to very slowly stop the drain on his life. But I'm still going to go ahead and swing out. So we got an end-to-turn Whisper Agent coming up. Skyline Scout can deal with a Whisper Agent pretty nicely. Let's see if they swing with the Healer Hawk. Is my feed still up? I guess it is. I'm going to take 1 flying. They'll gain a life, go to 12. No big. End of turn, Whisper Agent comes down. I can surveil that swamp straight to the graveyard. Go ahead and drop a Darkblade Agent. Let's swing. I expect a Skyline to block an agent. There we go. He'll block the, Moodmark Painter with the Portcullis Fine. Take 3. Go to 9. Really trying to find a good target for Connive Concoct. Centaur Peacemaker seems good. Alright, thanks for the life. I'll use it to fuel an Ocean Rain. That's not in the range of Connive, unfortunately. Here's going to be a bit of fun for you. I'm going to swing with the Darkblade Agent. They have to know I have a trick. If they read the card, they're going to see that... Well, either way, they either lose a creature or they give me a card for free. I'll take the free card. Capture Spear is great. That's great for the Centaur Peacemaker. Put them to 10. No, 11. Sorry, he's only up to 2/3. Ugh. Okay, we found a new target for Capture Spear. We'll go ahead and swing with the Whisper Agents. We'll trade with the Centaur Peacemaker, probably. Rosemary Centaur, good creature. I'll drop 19, he drops to 10, or goes up to 10, rather. Boop. the nose. Oh, Conclave Guild may just gonna be a pain in my butt. Unless, look, I don't have a removal spell to deal with this, and with that guy, he can start creating tokens every turn when he hits 6 mana. I'd rather take care of it. I can't create any tokens with it, but I can keep him from doing it. Plus, it gives me another creature I can attack with. Or block with, as the case may be. We'll finally drop that Dimir Locket. Kind of wish I had the Izzet Locket now. Opponent drops to 5. They can go up to 6 with the Healer's Hawk, but I've got enough creatures to offset that. Aspiring Unicorn is going to be a pain in my butt. Straight up. But I should be able to deal with it pretty easily by just attacking. This forces a block on his part. So 4 damage. And then the Bartizan Bats will seal the deal. He now has to have another answer. Well, Kral Harpooner will deal with the Bartizan Bats pretty effectively. So, said he needed an answer, he found one. A creature that takes care of the Bartizan Bats. But the other problem being that, come to think of it, the fight's going to knock out the Harpooner. He still doesn't have enough creatures to block with. And a good game. I do have my emotes turned off on here, so I don't see if people are telling me good game or not. I'm not trying to be rude. I just got tired of dealing with people who decide to use the emote system to try to be rude. So 3 and 1, guaranteed 300 gems. Let's do this. Bigelow. Alright, I got 2 lands, House Guild Mage, Child of Night. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. Wish I could drop Pilfering Imp first turn, but I got a Guild Gate, so that's alright. I've probably got Mephitic Vapor, so I may be holding off on that sort of thing for a moment, see what my opponent drops. If I get him to drop 1 or 2 weak creatures, I can Vapors wipe the board of his weak stuff and drop my own. Although Child of Night versus Barrier of Bones is just funny. I will go ahead and drop the Guild Mage, though. Keep on my track of seeing if my opponent's going to drop a creature I can Vapors. So far, no. I need a land. If that's supposed to be the noise of a cat, that's the sickest cat I've ever heard. I should have cast the Pilfering Imp. That's alright. Or shit, I did not draw land number 3. Circuitous Route. Ramp my opponent up quite a bit and give him his blue mana. There's land number 3. So Pilfering Imp comes down. We'll crack the Pilfering Imp next turn. I presume he's probably going to cast his best creature now, or his best card now, with the Pilfering Imp on the board. He's got enough mana to cast pretty much anything in his deck, I would think. And there's the Underrealm Lich that I would have rather have avoided. That as soon as I get 4 land, that's gonna get capture speared. If I don't get the 4th land, I'll take a peek at what 2 cards he has left in his hand. Now it doesn't do much good to discard Commister's Insight, so we'll get rid of the creature that could pump one of his. Last thing I need is him put a counter on the Nightveil Sprite. I really don't want to have the Vapors to surveil, because that would definitely be bad for me. That's an interesting play. I've seen people play Wand of Vertebrae. I'm not sure if they've got like undergrowth cards that could benefit from cards being in the graveyard. Sorry about that. Alright, still didn't draw land number 4. End of turn, Commister's Insight is expected. I guess I could have taken the Commister's Insight. Only let him do it once, but Iron Shell Beetle on Nightveil Sprite's a pain. Thing is, my opponent's being slow to develop his board. That's going to benefit me. But only if I can start drawing land, so I can start developing my board. What in the world? Activate and drop his Hatchery Spider into the graveyard. Why? He doesn't have a way to bring anything back right now. I mean, you could exile the Wand of Vertebrae to shuffle 5 cards back into his library, but why? Okay, Deadweight on the House Guildmage. I could have been using that to surveil. See, this is what I talk about. You're probably sitting there screen going, why aren't you surveilling? Well, because I'm a dumbass. 6 Dazzling Lights into his graveyard. Well, maybe I can wait till my opponent decks himself. Oh, rain or shine, I can go ahead Vapors next turn on a bad draw. I'm going to force him to use the 4 life if he wants to keep the Writ Lich. I'll gain a couple life off Child of Night. There he goes. That's going to get a Deadly Visit as soon as I can manage to get up to 5 mana. That's if. Okay, about to say, if I don't get a land, I think the best solution is going to be just to concede. You'll still get the effect of the Underrealm Lich doing this. There's just no if, ands, or buts. However, and he won't be able to deck out, come to think of it, with the Underrealm Lich in play. But I need to stop attacking me. So I'm going to take a beating of 7 this turn, and hope to draw a land so I can Deadly Visit the Molder Hulk. And with any luck, maybe get back into the game again. Oh, that's bad. Alright. But I don't sacrifice the Underrealm Lich. That would be foolish. Unless you really want to deck yourself. You're already down to 13 cards. See, Undercity Necrolisk or the Bartizan Bats will be a good drop next turn. Probably the Bats, because the Necrolisk can't do much against Molder Hulk. Oh, crud. I could steal the Nightveil Sprite and use it to block the... Molder Hulk, which doesn't trample. That holds it off for a turn, gives me a chance to... Well, no, it doesn't, because it's going to be tapped. Well, it keeps him from surveilling. I sure do need the 5th mana for Deadly Visit. Before he gets too many threats on the board and I can't answer every one. What is my opponent doing? Pinchimic Sting Butt getting poked. They added that purple effect. Oh, he's exiling the Wand of Vertebrae. He's just trying to decide what 5 cards he wanted. Oh well, Deadweight takes care of that. And he's going to say, I can beat you before I can be decked. Six for me. Second main, the Wild Ceratok. Well, there's the land. At least lets me survive one more turn. Yeah, I'll take some creatures. Even though they're Vraska Golgari bait. I'll swing with Wild Ceratok. I can drop the Undercity Necrolisc, which is out of range of her -3. Of course, next turn he'll be able to create the emblem. And that'll be game. We'll go ahead and concede, because no matter what, my opponent has lethal next turn. I can drop a 3/3 creature on the board, but then they got 2 creatures they can attack with that deal damage, and he can always pop the emblem. So 3/2. Just got mana screwed that game. Happens. Boop the kitty on the nose. So, it's a decent hand. I like Vildalkin Mesmerist. It's great on the offense. It's okay on defense as well. Let's go ahead and drop the Child of Night this time since I just drew it. If he swings with Hunted Witness, I can crack back for 2, because I won't block. Boros. He decides not to attack. Let's go ahead and attack with the Child of Night. He may block with the Hunted Witness. Then I can sneak in the Whisper Agent. Although, honestly, it should be pretty obvious to my opponent what I'm doing. Because here, 3 mana I'm attacking with my only blocker. What could he have? Clearly a trick of some kind up his sleeve. But, like most opponents... I mean, they could have a Sure Strike, in which case Legion Guildmage gets protected. Lava Coil seems good for dealing with the Guildmage. Take Heart, protects the Legion Guildmage. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and drop the Chimera Locket this turn. That gets me up to 4 mana. The Legion Guildmage, yes, I can tap another creature, but it's not that important right Now, when he gets to 6, it's going to be more annoying. This ability to bolt me every turn. If I could drop Undercity Necrolis, that stops bleeding. Or I could connive the Guild Mage. Come to think of it. Actually, connive the Guild Mage sounds pretty fun because I do have red mana. And I can bolt my opponent every turn. See what my opponent has. Second main, Murloc is going to cast. An unknown card. Nothing. So I'm going to drop the Undercity Necrolis this turn to at least either draw a card out of his hand or force him to stop attacking. You know, looking at the art, it looks a little bit like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, that face. It's a zombie lizard, so it could be an undead Toothless. And we have Justice Strike, so that gets rid of that. I'm going to drop a pair of creatures this turn, kind of hold up the connive for a moment. Yeah, I really don't have any really powerful creatures. Now, the best thing would be for them to drop Aurelia on the board. I could connive Aurelia away, and that'd pretty much be a game breaker. Well, that was something. Alright. I've had enough of this nonsense. Alright, so now we finally may have stalled the board a little bit. Because the one thing about my opponent, they've been dealing damage to me every turn, but they have not developed a board. The minute I shut down their offense, took all their control cards out of their hand, they're just kind of sitting here. Guild Mage I have to get up to 6 mana to do. I still have a Lava Coil in hand. In a pinch I could have destroyed the artifact, but they decided to go ahead and exile it, which is not a bad choice. Cuts me down 1 mana. You know what? I'm going to take the last creature off the board. I know, it's silly because I'm getting rid of a higher poisoner, but damn it, Janet. Veiled Shade comes down, and I finally get to swing back for some damage. It looks like they're mana hosed at the moment. They need a little more mana. Healer's Hawk, really? Really? Has to Marshall. So they've been holding back on some of their weaker creatures. Now would be the time to drop Mephitic Vapors. My opponent appears to be considering something. Conclave Tribunal on the Legion Guildmaid. Oh, the Veiled Shade, never mind. Well, there's land number 5. Healer's Hawk is going to start doing damage every turn. There's land number 6. So I can start bolting him into turn. There's Mephitic Vapors. Perfect top deck. Dump 2 lands to the graveyard that I don't need coming up. since I can't bolt into turn, I use my mana. Just go ahead and swing for 1. Opponent must have a lot of land. On the other hand, so do I. Seven land to 7 land. 8 land to 7 land. Still got a lava coil up. So I'm going to try and kill him with his own Legion Guild Mage. Slow burn if there ever was one. But there's a Necrolisc. That's going to help a little bit. At least speed up the clock some. This game is rapidly turning around now. I know I'm taking a risk on some kind of a board wipe spell by overextending here. But it paid off. Go to 4 and 2. I think it's 4 and 2. Let me look. Yep, 4 and 2. So two wins away from the break-even point. I'm guaranteed 450 gems in 1 pack, 30% chance of a second bonus pack. Of course, the ultimate 7 wins, 950 gems in 2 packs. Wrong. Round. Who knows? Oh, I didn't boop the kitty on the news. Boop. Alright, so 2 guild gates. I mean, this is a playable hand, I think. Drop guild gate first turn, drop a swamp second turn and third turn, drop my 2 creatures, 4th turn guild gates. District, 10th District Guard. Groovy. Veldalkin Mesmerist will be my first creature. See if I can't do a trade with the 10th District Guard. Child of the Night Plus, I could drop the Pilfering Imp next turn. And I know I'm conniving. That's going to slow down my offense completely until it's dealt with. So I'm really honestly thinking Connive concocting the Ledev Guardian may be the way to go. Let's see what they got. They were hoping I'd double block and they could blow me out. Up. Cancel. I want to connive. Steal the Ledev Guardian for my own self. Swing with both my creatures. Child of the Night offsets any damage the 10th District Guard will do. Ugh. That's a bad juju. Really bad juju. Alright. Pass turn. 10th District Guard is going to probably pump up the Barging Sergeant. Yep. He's expecting to get a real blowout going this turn. And I'm going to wind up having to lose most of my board in order to deal with his board. But such is life. I've got to deal with the board. I've got to hope he doesn't have a combat trick of some kind. I don't need a swamp. Have I mentioned, by the way, that Surveil is my all-time favorite ability from this set? not my all-time favorite ability from any set, but this set definitely, Surveil is just, it's a fun, flavorful ability. So that cleaned up the board quite a bit and puts me in the lead, honestly. Because I'm going to drop this guy here, and he's going to be able to start doing some beats. Some fat beats. Guess I could have swung with Child of Night as well. Like, there's another one of those barging Minotaur type deals that could be bad. Yes, I'm first maining my spells. I don't care. Two good creatures, I'll take it. Go to 13. We'll swing with 3 creatures. Ping his disregard for 1. See if he feels like blocking the Child of Night. He does not. Well, I can deal with the Hunted Witness, but it's going to give him a 1/1 lifelink token. That can block the Child of Night, so that's not going to be as good a trade. You know what, let's hold back some creatures here. At least until second main. You'll get a 1/1 token. We'll go ahead and pump this Veiled Shade once. It gives us enough mana to Undercity Necrolist on the second main. Which is how you should do it, let's be honest. After combat, play your land, play your stuff, so give your opponent less information. Risk factor. That's good. You'll probably do it again. I'll drop to 7, but that's alright. I've got the Children of the Night. Opponent goes ahead and concedes. I've got 4 in the air, and I've got enough blockers on the, or enough attackers on the ground to force through the damage no matter what. So 5 and 2. Can't argue with these results. Bubbling Beeble. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the Beebles back when they first came out in Urza's Legacy, but now they have a soft spot in my heart for them. Maybe that's a blood clot. I don't know. Dark Humor for the win. Or is it? Anyway, sorry. We're going to go ahead and drop the Vidalcan Mesmerist. We've got Notion Rain for turn 3 to try and get us past some of this flood and get us into more creatures. I've got Connive Concoct, which has just been an absolute MVP for me this draft. Iron Shell Beetle. Oh, never mind, we don't have Notion Rain. We have Disinformation Campaign to irritate the living hell out of my opponent. And I drew a land. What else is new? He discards a land. I'm going to make his creature weak. So if he blocks, doesn't do him any good. Of course, he can crack back for 2. He's more than welcome to. And I drew another land. I'm very tempted to connive his Iron Shell Beetle and start getting some beats in. But I feel like that's too aggressive. Let's go. I don't need the land. I do like Deadly Visit, though. And I drew Darkblade Ancient off of it. And I'm going to go ahead and pass turn and not attack. And that's why you don't attack necessarily. That gives me a blocker for the Whisper Agent. Alright, disinformation campaign is not going to be dropped for a little bit. I need to either Deadly Visit a Creature or Darkblade Agent. I'm beginning to think Deadly Visit is going to be the answer for that Whisper Agent now. Let's block the Iron Shell Beetle. Go to 12. He appears to be stalled out on land. Well, he can get rid of my disinformation campaign if it makes him feel good about himself. Next turn I can start dropping some serious creatures on the board. Yeah, he's going to Pilfering Imp me. Surprised he didn't do it first main, but I guess I tapped out anyway. Connive Concoct goes away. That is interesting. He must have something he doesn't want me to take. Thief. No, not Thief of Sanity. I'm not sure what it would be. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Dark Blade, hit his hand. I suppose I asked for that. I don't know why I didn't consider the Nullhide Ferox. I apologize if I deafened you in your ear with that all of a sudden, but that was perfect. My opponent suckered me right into it. I got no one to blame but myself. Between that and the Charnel Troll, I think I'm pretty much done for this time. That Charnel Troll tramples. Huh. He's banking I don't have something interesting. Severed Strands. You know what, Bubbling People? You got it. I'm giving it to you. You earned that. Should have been suspicious when he didn't take the disinformation campaign. So I'm going to go 5 and 3. Get 650 gems and 1 pack, so I only lost 100 gems on it. Plus I got some great cards I needed for my deck, so let's see what's in the booster pack. Another common I don't need. And my fourth, I think my fourth Arclight Phoenix. I don't know, hard to tell. Yeah, my fourth Arclight Phoenix. So there you go. Alright, so 5 and 3, not too bad. Got blown out by a Nullhide Ferox in the final game, but that was just worth it. It was worth it, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and kick off for today. Y'all have fun and enjoy.